In today's lesson, I'm going to talk about how to multiply algebraical fractions. We already know how to multiply number fractions. For example, 2 over 3 multiplied by 4 over 7. So how to multiply these numerical fractions? First thing, we do not need the denominator to be same, like when we add number fractions or when we subtract number fractions, so we don't need that. So here the first thing, whenever you are multiplying the number fractions, the first thing you need to do is to cancel out the common factor. If there's no common factor, like in this example, we multiply 2 times 4, 3 times 7, and this is 8 over 21. And we can generalize it by using A and B. So A over B multiplied by C over D. If nothing is common, no common factor, so this is simply AC over BD. So now I'm going to do few examples here. So first one is A over B multiplied by B over 2. Whenever you are working with an expressions, make sure that you put equal to sign in front. So A over B multiplied by B over 2, I'm going to rewrite this. And I can see before starting multiplying numerator with numerator and denominator with denominator, I'm going to see if there is any common factor. In this case, you can see B is common factor, so that will cancel out. So A over 2 is your final answer for this multiplication. Here, this is n over 3, and I can rewrite 6 as 6 over 1. And again, I'm not going to multiply this first. So I'm going to do is, I see 3 here, so I'm going to rewrite 6 as 2 times 3, and this is 3 times 1, and then 3 and 3 got cancelled, so I got n times 2. And now in algebra, this is not the proper way of giving your final answer. The proper way of writing your final answer in this case will be 2n. So we always write number, then a variable. So whenever you see n times 2, this is not a proper way of, I'm repeating it, this is not the proper way of giving your final answer. The proper notation to represent n times 2 is 2n. Now I'm going to do a couple of more examples here. So C over 3 square, again we know this 2 tells us how many times we are going to multiply C over 3. So C over 3 multiplied by C over 3. So I'm going to expand it first, and then I can see there's no common factor, which means this is going to be C to the power of 2 divided by 9. So that is your final answer here. This one, 2 divided by 1, 1 divided by B. And now again, there is nothing common, so 2 divided by B is your final answer here. This one is 1 over x multiplied by 5 divided by 1. Again, nothing is common, so 1 times 5 is 5, x times 1 is x, so 5 over x. Now this one is 2 divided by 1, 2 over n. Again, there is nothing common which I can cancel out. So 2 times 2 is 4, 1 times n is n. Okay, so remember, 1 time x is x, or 1 time n is n. So whenever we have 1 time x, we don't write 1x. Okay, so we simply, 1x we don't write, we simply write x. So if it's 2 times x, we write 2x. But 1 time x, we do not write 1x, we simply write x. Okay. Now this one is k over 1 multiplied by 1 over k. Now I can cancel out the common factor here, so this is 1. Now here 1 over k multiplied by 1 over k, nothing was common, so this is 1 divided by k square. Remember, k times k means k to the power of 2. Now this one is m over 3, and then I can write 6 as 3 times 2, m as m times 1. If we have 2, we don't have to write that. And 3 and 3 get cancelled, m and m get cancelled, so this is equal to 2. Similarly, this one, I can see nothing is common here, because even though if I expand 3 as 3 times 2, it's not going to cancel with numerator. Whenever we are cancelling, if you noticed, we always cancel out denominator, the common factor from numerator and denominator. So we can't cancel out the common factor from numerator, or just denominator. It's always numerator with denominator. So here there is nothing common. So m square over 18 is your final answer. This one, 3 over m, and then you have m multiplied by 6 can be written as 2 times 3. M and m get cancelled, 3 and 3 get cancelled. So 1 over 2 is your final answer. Again, you don't have to put this one, but for some of you, it will be easier to cancel out. And when you are cancelling out, you're writing 1 here. So if you don't think you need this step, like writing down 1, you can omit this step also. But if you need this step, please make sure that whenever you are cancelling out, even if it's the same number, you mention 1 here. So now here, 3 over m multiplied by 6 over m. Again, nothing is common factor, so 18 over m square. Now here I'm going to expand it. 2a means 2 times a times 6 can be written as 2 times 3 and then 3 times a. Now 3 and 3 get cancelled, a and a got cancelled, so we got 4 here. Similarly here, 21, it can be because I have 7 here. Again, you don't have to, if you can do this in your head, I'm going to do this in 2 different ways now. So one way you can do 3 times 7 times b and then b times 7, and 7 and 7 get cancelled, b and b get cancelled. So you got 3 as your final answer. Now you can also do this. What else we can do is 21. I have 21 times b and then b times 7. So I can cancel out this b and b, and 7 times 3 is 21. So my final answer is again 3. So either you can do all the step by expanding, and especially if you are doing it for the first time, make sure that you expand all the way and then cancel out the common factor. If you are not doing it for the first time, you can also do this way, because we know 7 times 3 is 21 and b got cancelled. So what I basically did here is, without expanding, I rewrite this as 21 times b, because we know when we multiply 2 fractions, numerator gets multiplied by numerator and denominator gets multiplied by denominator. So it's up to you. Again, it depends on if you are doing it for the first time. I strongly encourage you to expand. If you are not doing it for first time, you can do the second way. So here again, a times 3 times 2 and then 3 times a and a get cancelled, 3 and 3 get cancelled, so it's 2 here. Again, if you are not doing it for the first time, you can also do a times 6, 3 times a and a got cancelled, and this is 2. Okay. Now this one, I can see nothing is common here. So a and 3 times 6. So this is a square over 18. This one, I can see again 5 times a. Denominator, I can write 5 times 3. A and a got cancelled. 1, 1, and then we got 1 over 3 here. Okay. So here you got 5 over a multiplied by a over 15. So 5 times a times 15, because we have 5 here, and I can write 15 as 5 times 3, and 5 and 5 got cancelled, a and a got cancelled. It's important here that you mention when you cancel, you have 1 in the numerator. So if you don't have enough practice and if you do not write 1 here, then you might be getting wrong answers. So make sure you do that. So 1 divided by 3. Okay, now the last one is, instead of we are multiplying 2 fractions, we have 3 fractions. So a divided by b divided by c, and c divided by a. So now here you can do a times b times c, b times c times a, and now we can start cancelling out. So b and b get cancelled, c and c get cancelled, so it's 1. So when you are cancelling out, it's 1, 1, 1. Okay, or you just simply, if you don't want to do this step, you can also do a over b. I'm going to rewrite this, and then you can cancel out. A and a got cancelled here, b and b got cancelled here, c and c got cancelled here, and so this is equal to 1 here. So that is it for today's lesson, how to multiply algebraical fractions.